I did a video recently on a car crash on Eric Street in Cottesloe and how this was treated by the local media, the Subiaco Post. And they started off the story by saying Cottesloe's contentious $1.24 million bike path claimed its first victim last week despite work not being finished on the cycleway. And that's despite the driver not driving on the cycleway, it being wet, them being a P-plater, probably driving too fast and doing something silly. But anyway, here we are at the site, and you can see over on the left there is the skip in question. And just look at how much room there is between the skip and the road. I mean, they've really managed to mess up there. And anyway, the only reason that the Post blamed the bike path is because they happened to finish up on the bike path when they smashed into the skip. Now here it is a couple of months ago riding on the road, and you could see how I could actually go down the road there fairly quickly. So it wouldn't surprise me if a young driver just came through the roundabout too fast, put their foot down as they came out of the roundabout. The back end stepped out, they lost control, fishtailed, and then bam, over the curb, across the bike path, and unluckily into the skip. But they could have just as easily done that on the other side of the road and hit that skip, or a tree, or a parked car, or a fence. If the driver had done it on the other side of the road and hit that blue skip, how would the Post have reported it? Now we have another crash reported here where it's been factually reported the driver lost control. That's all that happened. The driver lost control, hit a pedestrian. Now, as I was actually cycling home from Eric Street, I came across this crash on Hay Street on the outskirts of the city. And it looked to me, again, like a driver had, I don't know whether they lost control or just messed up, but you can see by that front passenger wheel, they've hit something pretty hard. Now, I didn't see any damage to the front end of the car, so to me it looks like they probably just came across the curb, and you can see all that liquid on the road there. I don't know if that's water or oil, but yeah, it looks to me like they've smashed across the curb, hit the sump or whatever, and finished up here. And you can see police car, ambulance, fire brigade all showed up for this crash. And one of the ambos was actually wheeling a young bloke off in a wheelchair as I left. But how would the Post treat this crash? Again, dry roads, young driver has lost control or failed to take the corner, mounted the curb, smashed their car up. Will they blame the bike path that the ambulance was parked on? Or will they just say the driver lost control, whether because they're distracted, they're too young and didn't know what they were doing, they were driving too fast, the sun was in their eyes, dog ran out on the road, goodness knows what happened, but they screwed up. But let's look at the Post's editorial standards, and it clearly says, point 2, that there needs to be a clear differentiation between fact and opinion in all reporting. So I've got two stories here on car crashes that they've reported on. One here, very factual, pedestrian injured, driver lost control, police are investigating. It's all open and shut. That's all good. It's clearly factual. Here, a lot of opinion has been injected into this story, and the facts have been twisted, I think, to suit a narrative, which is they don't like the bike path. Fair enough, they don't like the bike path, but write that as an editorial and not in a story about a car crash.